Zaza.
Oh, yeah.
Fitzy and
Sweet as.
Wippa.
Oh, we on already? Sorry, guys, if I sound a bit hungover. Been at the Queen's Jubilee. Been at the Queen's Jubilee. Sorry, it was a monster.
No, you ate a few jubes over the weekend, I think. That's what I mean.
Oh, what a party, mate. I was with Jason Donovan till about 2 a.m.
Oh, mate.
And Jason can party in his Technicolor dream coat.
I'm talking hall passes, though, in the podcast.
Yeah, Sarah's mine.
You know what? You've got to look at it as a joke. You've got to have a bit of a laugh with a hall pass. But sometimes people get serious and go, no, I would really leave my partner and I would have sex with Ryan Gosling.
Oh, mine's Claire
can't do that.
Fitzgerald, which is a strange twist if I ever get to meet your mum.
Funny at all.
Thank you.
The hall pass chat coming up.
Fitzy and Wippa.
Let's talk about the Queen's Jubilee, though. Tommy was just telling us that people were actually, they were camping out for days and days just to get those spots down the front with the performance.
God, I would have. Do you know what was great too? That front area between the sort of the stages, that was all healthcare workers. As a surprise and a bit of a gift, they said, guys, you got to get up close. This is the biggest celebration we've seen in a long time. All yours, and thank you for your help. Here's a question I have. We threw it out there on Friday when we looked at the lineup. Where was Harry Styles? All right? He didn't perform. Everybody performed. And where were the Aussies performing?
Yeah. Well, no, Jason Donovan.
Yes. I don't think that counts, though. I agree. If he'd got up with Kylie...
It doesn't count, says. Where was Peter Andre? Where was some of our great names? Where was John Farnham?
Is this Jason?
Yeah.
Turn it up.
Had his coat on? I thought he was wearing a Camilla caftan.
So, was Andrew Lloyd Webber up there with him?
Yes. Well, he wasn't, but was he, Tommy?
Yeah, he was up there, and
the Phantom. They sang the
Phantom was on stage at the same time, and Lin-Manuel Miranda and the cast of Hamilton.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
So I was sitting there thinking, what about the little island out here called Australia that's part of the Commonwealth? Where are we represented by some guy in a Technicolor dream coat?
Yeah, because why have Alicia Keys?
Do you know what I mean?
That was the weirdest addition.
Says,
you have zero connection to...
So many of why would they be there?
Yeah.
Oh,
so many. No,
but the Americans aren't part of the Commonwealth.
Empire State of Mind, New York Concrete Jungle.
What's that got
that's
to do
very
with...
London.
Was that for Meghan, do you think?
No.
Do you reckon?
No.
Well, what else is their American connection?
They're not throwing in favours for Meghan. Oh, here's one just so we can relate to you.
Well, otherwise she'll slam them on an Oprah interview.
My
again.
God.
Did the Queen enjoy it? She doesn't want to be there,
She
mate.
said a couple of words at the end. I mean, I saw William speak. I saw
He
Uncle
did
Chuck
well.
as well. But I don't think... The Queen seemed rapt and moved. I would have been a bit bloody embarrassed. Guys, all this for me?
I know.
Come on, I don't know half of you.
She's over it.
I mean, put Elton on again.
We did learn quite a bit about the Queen over the weekend, though. They went through... Her morning routine was revealed. We've spoken about this before because remember Special K? She's been eating Special K for 50 years.
For the legs.
Yeah, she loves
For
it.
the pins. So
She was originally in that original
in
commercial.
the
With the
miniskirt.
mini.
So she gets up early. What does she do? Go F45?
No, so she gets up at 7:30. She's woken by her personal maid at 7:30.
Queenie!
She then eats 2 fancy chocolate biscuits to kick off the day.
Surely not.
That is accompanied by a pot of Earl Grey tea.
Just to harden the stools.
All right. The next element of her morning routine is when we get the first real wild twist, it says here. Queen Elizabeth has a 7-inch deep bath. Feel
I
like...
don't know where you were going.
So apparently it is so specific it has to be exactly 7 inches.
So she wants a 7-incher.
It's because she's so small she'll drown.
It is measured with a wooden thermometer.
Mate.
So it needs to be a certain temperature.
She's not having a bath.
So then after that she has her Special K or marmalade.
The poor Queen at 95 years
Between
old.
Jam or marmalade.
I don't know the answer to that joke and I won't even attempt to entertain it.
Right,
But
so
you
then, how's this one though? This is the big one. Actually, while we're doing this, Tommy, I think
What
it's
do you
a
got?
perfect opportunity.
Here we go.
If this is the Queen's breakfast, perfect opportunity for tradies breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
13, 24, 10. If you're a tradie on the road now, what's the worst breakfast you've seen one of your workmates have?
Does the Queen have a 500ml can of mother?
And a packet of salt and vinegar chips.
Just before she repairs the back veranda.
This is the big one, though, right? So every now and then as well, she might throw in some salmon, Sarah, with grated truffle on top. But every morning, she goes on a certain balcony and she listens to bagpipes. ACDC.
You're kidding me.
Long way to
Good
the
on
top.
her.
No, No, but can I jump in here? Because when I was reading this, it's not just listening to bagpipes like hitting play on the iPhone. There's a bagpiper.
Yeah.
So there's a guy on the bag who's there, and his job is to entertain her on a balcony.
Just imagine that job every morning. Honey, I'm off to work. Got to get up early. So you would have to be, let's say if she's waking up at 7:30.
Yeah, she's done it. How long is she in the 7-inch bath for?
I reckon the piper would have to be ready to go by 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Right? So you'd have to get there at 7:30, warm up, just stand out in the freezing cold, wait for her to come out in the balcony, and off you go.
And if the Queen sleeps in, you'd be ropeable. You'd think, you know what? I'm just going to start horning anyway. I'm just going to start on this bagpipe. I'll wake her up if she's going to keep me waiting.
So the Queen's having 2 fancy chocky biscuits. She's having Earl Grey tea. She's having her Special K.
Yeah.
And every now and then she'll have some salmon with truffle on it. Philip in Canley Heights, what is your colleague's breakfast every morning?
Oh, my God, he's got 2 litres of Coke in his pocket every day when I was working with him.
Phil, does he make his way through all of it?
Oh, yeah, he actually does. I've seen he's finished at least one of them by morning tea.
Oh. Is he on the gaspers as well, Phil?
Pardon?
Is he on the cigarettes?
Oh, yeah, he is, yeah.
See, the
Smoking a Coke, mate. Smoking
other
a
thing
Coke.
as well, I mean, I grew up in South Australia. Farmers Union iced coffee. I think it's the only place in the world that sells more iced coffee than Coca-Cola in the world.
Is that right?
And guys get 2-litre bottles of iced coffee
How good's that?
for the whole day. So by 3 o'clock, it's warm. But they're still drinking it.
Don't.
And then the worst is if you spill any of it in the car,
Oh, the
it
smell.
stinks.
Yeah, that's why you should stick to your smoking a Coke, bong and a bagel.
Whatif.com is all about helping Aussies make the most of every holiday. And now's the time to unapologetically holiday bigger and better than ever before.
Jump online or on the What If app and book your getaway today.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Let's get into Punday-Monday.
Early in the morning and it's Monday. Time for fun with some wordplay. Monday. Punday.
Punday-Monday.
Monday.
Never do it on Tuesday. Don't do it on a Wednesday. Don't think about a Thursday. It's Punday-Monday, guys. How's this for a story? Great news, Ryan James. Britain will run out of bald men by 2138.
So
2138.
how do they predict that?
Well, they're suggesting that there's so many hair transplants going on. There's a surge in popularity, and as much as 50% lift in popularity, thanks to people like Wayne Rooney and Bradley Cooper. And they are suggesting that with an estimated of either 7 million men either thinning or already bald, the numbers are reducing so quickly that by 2138 there will be no bald men in the UK.
Yeah, but see, there'll still be the next generation will be born with that gene in their body.
It doesn't change your genetics, does it?
Does the medication change it?
No, I don't think that's the thing. I believe they're just saying it'll be so out of style that no one will have it and you won't need an excuse to have a bald head.
Can I get someone on as well, the show 13 24 10, just to back up isn't the information telling us that it's on your mother's side?
Yeah, it is. It's your mother's father.
I've spoken to
It's who you get your hair.
I've spoken to many people about this.
Yes.
And one guy in particular, and what are they called, hair specialists? Trichologist or something? Tommy, get on the Google on that one.
Oh, yeah. I think they're called rip-off artists.
No, they're not, mate. No, they're definitely not. He said no, it's both. It's your mother
Really?
and your father. It's simple like genetics from any other part of your body.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but see, your mums aren't bald.
No.
No,
This
your
is the
mother's
thing. So
father
you
was
look
the
at your
thing.
mother's father or your
Yeah.
mother's siblings.
Well, now that
just look at your
Whip's
mum and
point
dad.
doesn't matter, yeah.
What do you reckon, Tom?
Yeah, trichologist.
Is that what they're called? Or hair specialists?
No, trichologist comes from the Greek word trikos, which means hair.
Of course. Hey, great tricos.
We've lost our tricos, Matty Digger.
Oh,
But,
someone's nicked our tricos.
When both grandparents are bald and dad's bald and their parents are
No, you
bald,
just forget about it.
doesn't matter where. You know you're gone.
The
You know
genes
you're
are
gone.
there.
Yeah.
Try these genes on, mate. Hey, being bald, can we kick it off, guys?
Go for it.
All right, two baldies will kick off the pun. We need your
I'll
movie
go
puns
first.
with this story.
No worries. Meg Ryan, Tom Hanks, hairless in Seattle.
Not bad.
There it is.
And we have started, ladies and gentlemen. MDG, you have the right to go next.
One of the great rom-coms, Sweet Dome, Alabama.
Oh, yeah. Cute.
Oh, you've gone the dome.
I would suggest my forehead is bigger than yours. Tom, I'll have a crack. Shawshank Redemption.
Got to get off the
Sort of.
movie.
What do you mean?
Sean Shank, as in Sean. Like
Yeah,
the
Sean your
hair.
head, Sean, yeah, bald.
Then balding isn't.
Tom, you have a slightly
I've got
thinning patch on your back.
I've got a TV show.
Go on.
The Fresh Prince of No Hair.
Not bad.
TV shows, Tom. You're a cheat.
Sarah Ann McGilvray with a head full
All
of
right,
hair.
my favourite, No Country for Bald Men.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
That is outstanding work. You now know how this game works. Benny and Penrith, here is your drum roll, sir.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, rings. I don't mind that.
Really strong start, Ben. Well done. Ellie in Quakers Hill, here's your drum roll.
Getting groovy with Austin Towers and Bald Member.
Bald member.
bald instead of gold member.
Bald member.
Kenny in Plumpton, what's your pun?
Shaving Private Ryan.
Shaving Private Ryan.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Pretty good.
Which is...
Which is the porno movie.
I think there is a movie.
Shaving Ryan's Privates.
That's right. Good. Very well done,
I like
Kenny.
you, Kenny.
Shane in Blacktown, here's your drum roll.
Dude, where's my hair?
Oh, not bad.
Basic yet effective.
Shane, you're
Really
on.
good.
You're on.
Alex in Penrith, last one. What's your pun?
It's Matt Damon in The Bold Identity.
Okay.
Instead of the Born Identity.
It's pretty strong, Alex.
delivery.
Says you've got to consider a couple there. I mean, Kenny was, of course, strong. Alex, his delivery was right there as well.
I like Ken, Shaving Private Ryan. Well done, Ken.
Kenny from Plumpton.
Thanks, guys.
Kenny, are you bald yourself?
No, I'm not, no.
Pretty happy with your hair, Ken?
Yeah, I am.
Good on you, buddy.
Hold on to it, Ken.
Vivid Festival, guys. Get amongst it if you haven't. I think it runs through the 18th of June. So many lights, so much to see. The kids said, God, Dad, I want to go to Vivid. I went, yeah, I get it, man. Everyone at school's talking about Vivid. Go and see the Harbour Bridge lit up and also the Opera House with all the amazing designs that are, what's that word I'm looking for? Projected onto the sails of the Opera
Well
House.
done, mate. Well
Thank you. Saturday night, great time to go and see it. Not many were there. Only about 6 million, which was good. The entire state flooded.
How did you
to
get
the city.
in?
Oh,
Did
the
you
hardest
catch
part.
ferry?
No, I got a taxi.
Right.
The hardest part was trying to find somewhere to go for dinner beforehand. We thought, we'll eat in there. Impossible.
Yeah.
Impossible. Nearly went to the Lowenbrow, which that was my push for because I wanted to drink monster beers.
And huge chicken schnitzels.
Big chicken schnitzel. My wife said there's no salad for me. I went, hang on, darling, there will be something. We had to go elsewhere, which involved a lovely dinner of Francesca picking up every porcelain bowl she could find and smashing it on the floor. Sorry about that, Mr. Wong. We roll on, guys. We get down there. Lots of prams. Great night to take a pram, which was awesome. But you know what? The experience is phenomenal. And the artwork is phenomenal. You know, you get your photos. The kids see the bridge. Ted couldn't believe the lights. Don't get me wrong. Sensational. Wheels fell off around 7:30ish. Lights came on at 6. Home by 8. Well done.
Witching hour, yeah.
Lisa and I looked at each other and went, God, we killed Vivid. We absolutely murdered it, and the kids loved it. And photos, you can print them out and take them to school. Happy days. Bumped into the neighbour the next morning. And I said, yeah, we did Vivid the other night, which was great. And he said, well, we did it too. And I said, oh, yeah, because you seem to be, a little bit proud of yourself. And Tommy did it on the weekend, but he went to Taronga. Unfortunately, Louis colourblind, is he? But
I realised he's red-green colourblind, so
Yeah,
everything he
sure.
thought was orange and yellow.
Right. That's okay.
Yeah, not
Everyone sees it differently.
Fun, Tom.
Well, still bright.
Orange and yellow is fun. Don't
Yeah, don't
them out.
ruin them. And the neighbour said, well, we did a different Vivid, what I did, because I didn't want to go into the city and fight the crowds. I put the kids in the car just after 6:30 and we drove through King's Cross. And I told them the Coke sign and the lights there, well, that was Vivid.
It's not a bad idea.
No, it's not.
It's Vivid. Oh, my God, it's bright and it's big, isn't it? The kids said, well, I'm going to get a photo in front of the Coke sign so I can show everybody I've been to Vivid. He went, don't worry about that. Let's not do that bit.
Why don't we get a photo with this sketchy guy walking down the street?
Hey, that's Vivid.
He's lit.
He's livid.
Well,
So they then drove through, they drove down that main street in King's Cross,
William Street.
got to the end and said, you want to see Vivid again, kids?
Turn
And they went,
around.
yeah! They turned around, says, you're right.
No.
Went back up the other way to see the lights on the other side of the road, got past the Coke sign again and went home.
Yeah.
And the kids were wrapped.
that is awesome.
Cheapskate.
It's a great way. Well, that's why I told you, Dad, we had a splashdown water slide park that was in Noarlunga. And Dad used to tell us that was Wet and Wild on the Gold Coast.
Yep.
For years he had us sucked in.
So you were at school the next
So
day.
we go into school the next day and go, mate, we went to Wet and Wild again on the weekend. How do you afford to go up to the Goldie all the time? My mates used to say to me at school. Dad completely sucked us in.
But you were happy and you loved it.
I'm going, Wet and Wild's not that good. There's only 2 slides. The Orbiter and the
I
Screamer.
don't know what everyone's talking about, and I had no idea the Gold Coast was a block from here.
This is a big one. On Friday, right? And the feeling that you get and your heart drops and you start freaking out when you realise you've lost your wallet.
Oh,
right?
the worst feeling.
So this is the worst bit is that I got to the airport in Melbourne on Friday and got out of the car and then I realised I don't have my wallet. I checked in the taxi. It wasn't in that taxi. So then I could not remember where the last time I had my wallet, but I knew I took it with me. So I'm freaking out, right? So then I ring the hotel I stayed at. So can you go and check up in my room, 312? She said, yep, I'll do that straight away. Rings me back half an hour later, there's nothing in the room. Damn. I rang work down at Melbourne Nova. I said, can you please go into the room where we did the show on Friday? Can you go check in there? Jack rang me back, said, mate, it's not in there either.
How annoying.
So then I've just immediately gone, and this is the worst bit, and you know how tired we are on a Friday morning. It was the taxi at 4:45 in the morning.
Oh, before the show.
Before the show.
You needed to track him down.
And you know, I was listening to Talkback Radio and I was falling asleep in the taxi and I've obviously put the wallet, because it's in my back pocket, I put it in between my legs and I've forgotten about it. Got out of the taxi. The only saving grace that I had is that the taxi driver was really lovely. But the other thing was as well, I was sitting in the back seat. And, you know, if you're in the front seat, the taxi driver will see the wallet and you're confident they will hand it in. But if you're in the back seat, they then pick up another passenger and the passenger usually...
finds it,
there could be a chance that they take the wallet with them.
You didn't use Find My Wallet,
No.
where you make your wallet beep.
No, and I didn't have an AirTag in my wallet. Those AirTags are too chunky and I didn't have one in there. So this is what happened, right? So I'm freaking out. So now it's good. Technology is so good these days that you can go to your credit cards and you can instantly, on the app, you can block your credit card.
Yeah, right, on Apple Pay.
So I'm at the airport, right, and I'm saying to BJ, I rang BJ and I said, look, we've got to block the cards. I've blocked the Amex card. We've got a Westpac card as well. We've got to do that now. She said, well, I'll do that. Do you know what? This is such bad timing, Sarah, but there's a gig coming up that I want to go and see, and the tickets were going on sale at 11 a.m.
No.
I'm on the tarmac, about to take off. BJ rings me and goes, I've blocked the Westpac card. Sweet, all done. I said, well, honey, can you please unblock it? Because I need to buy these tickets.
Just for 5 minutes.
For the Mark of Cain. They're a great band, please. Can you just do it? She goes, yep, no worries. I've unblocked it. Get the tickets. Bang. Now can you block it? No worries.
Awesome.
She said, I don't even know if we're going to get these. I don't even know if you're going to get your credit card back. Anyway, I land. We take off. I land. I get a phone call saying the lovely taxi driver has gone back to Nova, dropped off your wallet.
Aww.
Pete Clay, our boss, was there, and Pete goes, I'm flying back to Sydney tonight. I'll bring your wallet back.
That's beautiful, Pete.
I'm going, awesome. All done. Avoided. So I get home, I walk into the house, and I said, oh, honey, good news. Wallet's been found, credit card's been found. She goes, great news, that's awesome. She goes, But when I went to go block the card again, she goes, I accidentally pressed reported lost or stolen.
Oh, no.
And they've issued us new cards.
Brand new one, new number.
Then immediately, Sarah.
no.
Now I need advice here from anyone 13 24 10, because now I realise that I have to be on the phone for hours, and we know how long it takes to get through to some of these companies with direct debit to actually tell them that I've got new cards.
Yep. Mum would this.
If there's got to be a better way that you do this.
He's cracked it. He's yelling.
With direct debit, is there a way that you can instantly go to somewhere that tells you everything that you do direct debit and they can organise it with the company?
Something that aggregates all your direct debit services.
But then I realised that you need to ring them personally to identify yourself.
So Mum was walking along the harbour not long ago. I think I told her this story. She said to John, give me your credit card. I'm going to go and buy some sandwiches. So grabs the credit card.
She's Gollum now, is she?
She does.
That's really weird.
She's walking along.
Like Bear Grylls.
She trips. The credit card goes straight into the harbour. Yeah. John's credit card, Amex.
Oh, she's got to go and get it, doesn't she?
No, she doesn't. It's gone.
Titanium sinks.
It's gone. Can't see it at all. So John says, you just don't... And then rang...
Yeah.
Amex and said, don't worry about the card. No one's going to be able to access the card.
Yeah.
Just reissue me a new card. The woman on the other end of the phone says, I'm sorry, I've already pressed the lost or stolen.
Oh, no!
So you're right, he then went into panic mode going, do you understand, Christine? How busy my week's going to be ringing everybody that I have automatic debit from on this card.
Is there a better way to do it?
Oh, there has to be.
No.
So now, Sarah, I've just realised I've got to go find out, first of all, every direct debit on the
do you know
card.
what? Just sit back till they fault Fitz.
Yeah, I'd do the same.
I'd
Then
sit
they'll
back and they
call
go,
you.
payment failed. And then you go, okay, I'll update the service.
Well, Katie in Warunga, can you help me out here, please?
Yeah, I can. I've done this once or twice myself, and it's a pain in the neck. Yeah. But I learnt the hard way, and the easiest thing to do, before your new card arrives, you can still access the old accounts on online banking.
Yeah.
And if you go in there, print them off, you can spot all your direct debits, and you just use them like a list and cross them off as you go.
Okay. All right. Still time-consuming. Too time-consuming for me.
It is so frustrating, isn't it? So frustrating.
There was this, when I walked in the door and I went, hey, found my wallet.
Hey,
great news.
got a Hail Mary.
BJ didn't really smile. And I went, yeah, that's awesome news. Pete's going to bring it back on the plane this afternoon. She goes,
don't worry about that card. I'll lose it for you again. Just to make it feel better, I'm going to cut it.
I had to think about our marriage.
Lights, camera, clarity.
Ooh, Sarah. See why everyone's talking about Billy the Kid. The epic drama series based on the legendary outlaw is now streaming only on Stan.
All right, top trending stories in entertainment. The Kid Leroy has made an announcement. He's postponed his Brisbane concert. So Friday night, this all started. He was 40 minutes late to go on stage in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Rod Laver Arena is sold out, absolutely packed. You can imagine how passionate the fans were. They're thinking he'll be out here any minute, and then this comes over the loudspeaker.
Huge apologies for that, but obviously it's outside anyone's control. You'll be contacted via email regarding the revised show date.
Yeah, so he hasn't announced the revised show dates yet, but we did know that he was unwell.
Big gut-wrenching.
Yeah.
He did the sound check.
He did, and he said, I don't feel my best. I'm just going to tell you this won't be, I just feel off or something's not right. We can confirm he's got the flu. The doctors have said he has to rest up. It must have kicked him around. I mean, you had influenza the other week, Fitz.
If that kid's got influenza A, he's not performing, I reckon, for 2-3 weeks.
Do you know what? When you look at how much he was getting about in Sydney and doing so much stuff,
Absolutely.
the chances of him catching influenza A, I would have thought were pretty high.
You got to feel for him. I mean, understandably, people were annoyed, but when you're standing in a stadium waiting.
Oh my God, who was the warm-up act? Who's supporting Kid Leroy?
I'm not sure.
Can they roll on for 3 hours? Thanks, guys.
Tough one, mate.
Guys, Tom Hanks is in town for the Elvis premiere, which was last night at the State Theatre. Awesome film. Obviously, though, he has some mixed feelings when he was asked on the red carpet how he feels about Sydney, what he loves about the place.
Now, let me tell you something about the city of Sydney. It's very big in our family. The notoriety of Sydney is, quite frankly, not just in the Hanks family, but around the world, because Sydney is where I caught COVID. Listen, it all worked out. Here we are again. But if you're going to say, Tom, any happy memories of Sydney? Yeah, I got a couple of memories of Sydney.
I mean,
One of the great spreaders.
You gave it to us.
Yeah, that's
just
what
quietly.
I thought. You flew in with it and your wife.
Yeah, and you gave it to Dickie.
Yep.
That's right.
Richard Wilkins. And then Dickie came into our studio that morning, and we're all freaking out going, oh, no, we're gone.
Oh.
Sarah, you were on Dickie's mic.
No, Dickie was on my mic, but yes, he does. He was on it for a long time. time. I know.
We survived, guys. We got through it. I remember those days. We need a T-shirt. I survived Tom Hanks and Dicky's COVID.
You know what? When you see the movie Elvis, which is just 10 out of 10, it's phenomenal. Well done, Baz. But Tom Hanks plays Elvis's manager.
Colonel Tom Parker.
And he plays a fat man. So he's got a big suit on the entire time. But he also speaks, I think his background or his heritage is Dutch.
Yeah, something like that.
So his constant speech is, and then I thought to myself, hey, Elvis, maybe we should do this.
It is creepy. He plays
really
as a
creepy.
villain. Oh,
Elvis,
yeah.
you know you are my boy. Get out there and entertain. It's exactly the same as that.
Finally, guys, Harry Styles is headed to prom. This is so cute. So a fan reached out to a local Scottish radio station noticing that her prom was around the time that Harry will be touring in the area. So she reached out. Anyway, they had Harry on. They hooked it up, and this is what's happening.
Anna, how's it going? It's Harry Styles here. Hello. Look, Katie J passed on your invite to the prom and showing me a good Scottish party. I would love to be there, so just send me the details and I'll see what I can do. So, I'll see you soon.
Oh my goodness. I've got a feeling that he might rock up at prom.
Oh my God.
Could you
Amazing.
imagine? You win.
How's security going to work that night? I mean, he's going to get mobbed.
Be a mess.
That would just be you.
Scottish teenagers.
Suddenly, you are the coolest kid in school times a million.
I was this day old when I realised that Harry Styles sounds a lot like Bear Grylls. Can we play Harry Styles again, Leno?
He regularly changes his accent.
He sounds like Bear Grylls.
Anna, how's it going? It's Harry Styles here.
Yeah. I'm going to go and sleep inside this dead elephant.
Your invite to the prom.
Wow, Bear Grylls.
Showing me a good Scottish.
Sounds a bit Ringo.
For Prince William's King's Cup event, and it was actually Dutch Cambridge's mother said,
"That's
would
Bear."
you come and just say hi?"
Oh, that's Bear Grylls. Leno, geez, you've really served it up. Yeah, you can't tell the difference. That's why I was confused, because they are exactly the same.
So there's this guy, he does videos out the front of Yankees games, right? And the question that he had this week for Yankees fans was, who's your hall pass? So he was targeting couples, who's your hall pass, and would you actually make the effort of hooking up with your hall pass if you knew your partner was there? You know what I mean?
But generally the hall pass is approved by your partner because it's like such a rarity that if the worlds came together and for some reason you actually met this unattainable person, then you could have that moment.
Yeah, but see, you're never serious about it. And you know what? Whenever I'm asked this question, I think it's funny to make a joke. And I always say Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, sure.
He's my hall pass. I would hook up with him in front of BJ before, but everyone knows I would never do that. This is real because the topic of the hall pass, and like you said, if you can have a bit of a joke about it with friends, it's funny. If people take it really seriously, it can be awkward and it could cause frictions in relationships. 13 24 10, I'd love to know if you've had the whole pass conversation that got a bit awkward in a relationship before. But have a listen to this.
If the Yankees were going to win a World Series, but you had to give each other a hall pass, would you do it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, why
Who does she have to? Who does she have to? You can pick anyone who you want. Who would you pick?
My ex-boyfriend.
Whoa.
Who would you pick?
You.
Aww. Why the ex-boyfriend?
We're gonna fight about this.
Why the ex-boyfriend? He's gone. You can tell me.
He was a good lover.
Wow. Crushing
That is
news.
so-
Reeks of inexperience.
Two things you don't say.
And he sucks up by saying you, like my current girlfriend would be my hall pass.
I thought that was a great answer by him.
Wasn't it?
Because it makes her look really bad.
But your hall pass is supposed to be someone that you've never met, not someone you used to date.
Who would yours be, says?
Oh,
leave me out of it.
for a period, I would have
Would it
thought
be your
Matt Damon.
Wouldn't be your ex-husband? No?
No, you don't have an ex.
Tom, what about you?
Well, mine was Kendall Jenner.
Yeah, of course.
She's
But I was
way younger.
Well, I was about to meet her, and then you switched it over and made
It was the wax.
It was the wax figure of her.
Which the wax figure became your hall pass, which was a bit weird.
Making the best of a bad
They wanted it
situation.
back in one piece.
Out in the foyer of the hotel, we're going, what's Tom doing over there?
Oh my God, the poor thing was melted. Can we get Hannah, who works on the show here? Hannah, do you want to just drop into the studio? I don't want to make this awkward at all,
Don't
but
throw her under a bus, please. She's new to the team.
she's very much in love with her boyfriend, but has a hall pass. Who's your hall pass, Hannah?
Hamish Blake.
Oh, too close to home.
But see that. It is
That's
too
achievable.
because he lives in Sydney.
Yeah.
So it's attainable. I know, even though he's married and he's a father.
I mean, you just joined a gym. Does anybody else go to that gym?
Oh, they might do, yeah. Oh, well, Hamish goes there, but I promise I'm not following him. It got brought up. It got brought up when I joined.
Can I ask how your boyfriend reacts when you say that?
He's not too bad about it, actually, which I don't know whether I should be a bit worried that he's...
You should
he's
be more
not
offended
that-
that he's not fighting
he's not
for
that
you.
Protective, yeah, exactly.
Hey, care for me. Try and stop me.
Yeah, exactly. But I think,
Does he love Hamish as well?
Exactly. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
That would be weird when Hamish walks in and there's two of you in the bedroom.
Zach's given us a call from Oakhurst. What do you want to talk about, Zachy?
Hey team, I just wanted to talk about dodgy tradies. My mum's just had some guys come over, do a reno on her bathroom, and they've just done a shocking job, eh?
How bad is it? How bad, Zach?
Oh, well, yeah, they were just trying to save a bit of coin, but obviously too good to be true. And they found these guys online. It was just a really cheap price. And they've come out and, mate, like, I don't know really too much about renovating bathrooms, but I just know it's not meant to look like this. And one of them actually, when they ripped up the tiles, one of them actually fell through the roof and his leg went through the living room.
Oh, you're kidding me. Okay. So they're right on it, Zach.
I walked past a tradie the other day, and I don't know. This is sad because I've heard so many stories of the dodgy Irish guys. You know, they go around and knock on doors and say, "You need your roof done. I can see from the front," and then they charge a poor old lady, 10 times the amount, and they do a dodgy job. I walked past a guy the other day who was a tradie, and he was packing up, and he said, "Fitzy, how you going?" And he was Irish, and I instantly first thing that came to my mind was shonk. And I felt so bad. He could have been a great tradie.
Dodgy. I heard a story the other day about a guy who did that, probably an Irish tradie, Fitz.
Yeah.
And the woman then said, "I don't have the money to pay." The old lady, he then made her, on the Zimmer frame, go down to the ATM to get the cash out.
So bad.
Beware, old ladies. They're coming for you.
Benny in Rosebery, what did you want to talk about, Benny?
Hey guys, I was just wondering if you've seen the video of Big Long John Daly doing belly flops, teaching the kids over in the US.
Well, this is golf for Long John. Yep.
Yeah, I was wondering with Fitzy, you'd be up to bringing him out here and having a suey off with him. Be campaigning as a beer-loving nation to try and get it into the Olympics in Brisbane 2032.
Benny, what's he actually doing? I haven't seen the footage. So he's jumping into the water off something, is he?
Yeah, he's off a jetty, shirt off, and just does a big old belly flop and then yells at the kids saying, "That's how you do a belly flop."
Wow,
you know
he's
what?
a big unit, isn't he?
It's amazing that guy's still alive because he's still drinking and smoking. He is, but I think he does corporates. So he just goes around with his top off.
Having a
Everyone has
smoke.
a bit of a laugh and they pay him $10,000 for Long John just to rock up.
Yeah. You know, he was in a band, Ben, and he sang the song, "All My Exes Wear Gold Rolexes." Hey, he's won championships and tournaments and not known because he was drunk, and then woken up the next morning and seen the paper and gone, "You little beauty, I must have been on."
The greatest one of all is that he did a... Oh, here it is.
Oh,
We found-
okay.
Oh, there he
Jeez, a big boy.
There he is. We just saw the video, Benny. Thank you very much for that.
He's cleared the water.
The greatest is when he did a corporate one day and he got one guy there just to lay on the ground with a tea in his mouth.
Oh, no. How'd he go?
Long John had his top off with a dart in his mouth and just teed off straight down the fairway. It's just amazing. Taryn in Kenthurst, what did you want to chat about this morning, Taryn?
Over the weekend, I got featured on the Daily Mail.
Oh, okay,
Taryn.
Taryn.
My partner proposed to me in the pokey room.
Oh, wow. Look at
Okay,
this. Okay, we're watching it now.
Where was it, Taryn?
Dural Country Club.
Oh, isn't that beautiful, the country club? Do you play the pokies there a bit?
Yes, quite a bit.
So is that your favourite pokey, Taryn?
Yes, it is.
What is
Oh,
it?
my God.
Look,
What is
you're
it
going to
called?
cry.
It's the Wild Chucho.
Okay. How much have you won on it, Taryn?
So I popped my grand jackpot cherry on a Wild Chucho. So I won like 11.5 grand.
Oh, wow.
What drink is your now fiance handing you? What's in that?
That's a Long Island iced tea.
Oh, my favourite. Taryn, this is all class. This is beautiful. Taryn, isn't it weird, though, that you were wasting money throwing it away when he was trying to put something valuable on your finger?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Out it goes and on it comes.
That is great. That is.
How long you been with your man, Taryn?
Just over 2 years.
You know what? Any luck on the wedding day, you'll win the meat raffle.
What would you...
Hopefully.
What would you rather, Taryn? The big question is, what would you rather? Would you rather the jackpot on the pokey machine or the jackpot that you have in front of you? Who are you going to marry?
Jackpot in front of me.
Yeah, well done.
We can give you some time to think about that if you'd like, Taryn.
No, I'm good.
The Fitzy and Wippa Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.